Good morning, everyone. Welcome. My name is Victoria Santiago, and I'm the director of the Cancun Learning Center. For me, it's a true honor to be here hosting the 5th Entrepreneur interview with Dr. Thomas. As all of you know, Dr. Stephen Thomas is the president of Midland College. And as part of his commitment to the Midland community, every year he sits down with a local entrepreneur to talk about their story, business, challenges they have faced, and what advice they have to offer to their fellow entrepreneurs. This year's guests are particularly special to us, not only because we are frequent customers at their business, but because they also belong to the Midland College family. One of them, Javier, got his GED at Midland College and actually took a couple of classes here. The other brother, Nemesio, has been incredibly supportive of the Cancun Learning Center and of the services that we offer. Together they own one of the hottest restaurants in downtown Midland, Cancun Grill. If you haven't gone, you have to go. Without further ado, let's welcome Mr. Nemesio Torres and Mr. Javier Valles.
Thank you, Victoria, and let me also extend, on behalf of Midland College, my welcome to everyone this morning. It's so good to see such a good crowd here this morning. This is the Business Economic Development Center's Entrepreneur Speaker Series, and as Victoria mentioned, we've been doing this a while, and we always want our students. How many of you are students, by the way? Raise your hand. Okay, smattering around the room. Thank you all for being here. I think this will be very informative. Hopefully you'll learn something about these gentlemen's experience and what it takes to be successful in business, which is no easy feat. And I have a script that I'm supposed to read, but I'm not going to do that. I'm better just kind of winging it rather than working off of the script. And when I was talking to our guests, Demi and Javier earlier, they want this to be conversational. They really want an opportunity to respond to you, any questions that you might have, and so there'll be plenty of opportunities for Q&A as we go through the process. So if something you would like to hear more about or follow up on, feel free to raise your hand and we'll do that. I was going to read a little bit of their background, but I think they can tell their own stories better than I can read it. And so what I'm going to ask them to do, and then if you would start, just share with this audience kind of your background and a little bit about yourself.
I came to Midland in 1982, illegal alien, no papers. There were big dreams of succeed on anything that it was ahead of me. I was going to take advantage of it. Like 7 months later, after I came here, I started working on Midland Country Club as a buzzer. And that really opened up my mind about what I wanted to do. So I stayed there for 23 years. In 2005, Javier and I, we decided to open up something small. And we started our first restaurant with 55 people capacity, very small restaurant. But 2 years later, we had an opportunity to move downtown. And we started our second adventure with 88 room capacity. And we made it big downtown, so 2013 we had the opportunity to make it bigger. And right now our restaurant capacity is like 230 people. We have one of the largest restaurants in Midland, and you have some challenges on anything that you do, but if you stay focused and consistent, you can accomplish anything. And thank God that we made a lot of friends, working on Midland Country Club, that when we first opened, we got all of their support. But like I tell people, you can have all the support that you want, but if you don't have a good product to back it up, people just wanna go there one day. And it's been a total success because we came out with a new concept that nobody knew about it, and that's what Cancun really is. It's just a fusion of good old American food, but with our flavors, Mexican flavors, and I mean, it's been a tremendous success.
Okay. Let's go back. You grew up in Mexico as a child. And
I came here in 1982, and I turned 20 years old being here in the United States.
So when you started on that journey from Mexico as an immigrant in the United States,
Yes.
what was your dream at that point? What did you want to
Well,
do?
your dream is just to come here and work and help your parents because, Mexico is a poor country. And we were not really poor, but we didn't have a lot of luxuries. And when you come here, you have a dream of helping your family first and then to better off yourself. And you can accomplish anything in this greatest country in the world, but you gotta work hard and you gotta stay consistent. And it's not that you can be good one week and another week, I'm gonna take off and I'm gonna just do my own thing. No, you gotta stay focused on your goals. And that's what happened to all this. We work really hard, and Javier and I, we really complement ourselves well because he's good at what I'm not good at, and vice versa. So we got a great partnership.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Javier, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, Javier Valles, thank you all for being here. I was 18 years old when I got here on 86. My brother brought me over here. He was working already as a waiter. I started working as on the construction side, painting an apartment, cleaning an apartment. Like I say, I was 18. No idea what a restaurant is to be open, and then one day my brother told me, come to work in the country club for one day. So I went and I worked inside with an AC, with a cold machine. So I say, heck, the construction, I'm gonna stay in the restaurant. So I just worked with them just for one day. I went on my own in different restaurants. And later on, we got together again. And then one day he said, let's open a restaurant. And I didn't think about it. I said, yeah, let's do it. But all this is because he said yes. I'm just the helper.
And you must be pretty good at something because you're still there.
We didn't sign a paper. We didn't make a contract. We just shake hands.
Okay.
We respect each other a lot. Whatever he wants to do it, I know he's thinking about the best thing of the business, not of himself.
Yeah.
And I'm the same way. If I want to do something for the restaurant, I'm thinking about the restaurant, not about myself.
Well, so when you start your own business, obviously that's a risk to go out on your own like that. To be an entrepreneur, and for all of you that are budding entrepreneurs, what's the old expression? No risk, no gain. But at the same time, it is risky. And then we went through what I would consider, at least from our perspective at Midland College, some of the most challenging years we ever experienced in just trying to keep the doors open with COVID. And so in the restaurant business, with your lifeblood is customers coming in and eating. How did y'all manage to stay open during COVID? How did you meet that challenge?
Okay, so during COVID, we didn't close, we stay open. And the reason why we stay open because during that time, we got a lot of support from our waiters. They didn't want us to go down, so they were supporting us big time. And I'm gonna throw a number that, this is so personal, but I'm gonna share with you guys. Even during COVID, we managed to make $170,000 in profit. We were probably the only restaurant in Midland that made money because of we are loyal to our customers and they are loyal to us. We got so much support from people going there and getting food, getting Mexican martinis, and it wasn't a great year, but it was a year where we didn't lose any money. So, I mean, that's a big time deal, you know, when you make money where other restaurants went out of business.
Right.
And that talks about the loyalty that our customers have to us, because I didn't want it to close because we could close, but we were not there for our customers when they really need us, you know, and we stay open. We didn't close not even a single day. We closed for 10 days because I got COVID and we had to close. But I got better, we went back to work immediately.
Okay.
So it was hard, but it wasn't, because, I mean, what else are we gonna do if we close because COVID? I mean, we were not ready to start anything else, and we have to obligation where we need to stay open to support our families.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is you had a lot of loyal customers.
Very loyal.
They continue to come. Well, you don't build that kind of loyalty without having a good product. So tell me a little about your food. And who's the mind behind the food? And you're the guy.
I came up with my own concept, just thinking of things that American people like, but with our flavor. Like I said, we do a lot of steaks at night, and every steak has a Mexican flavor.
Mhm.
Same thing with chicken, shrimp, fresh fish, everything has our flavors. And it's not Tex-Mex, it's not one region of Mexico, it's not one state, it's a fusion. And it's unique, that's why other restaurants have tried to copy our style, but it's something that only Cancun Grill can do it, because all of those things came up with recipes myself, and that's what Cancun Grill is.
That's what I was going to ask about the recipes. Those are your recipes?
Yes, and I came up with a concept where we serve salads, steaks, Mexican food, and a lot of seafood. It's like 4 restaurants in one.
Mhm.
And that's why it was unique about Cancun Grill. It's not just tacos, enchiladas, it's a fusion of different things. And like I said, it's during lunch, you see a lot of ladies there, they go there because it's not a typical heavy Mexican food. We have a lot of salads to offer. I have some low carb plates, and that really works for us. Yeah.
Javier, I understand that you're kind of you keep the books, is that a good
Yes.
way of talking about it?
That's right.
You manage the money?
That's right.
Okay, so when your brother is talking about a new recipe or wanting to do something new or go out on a tangent, expanding the restaurant, hiring more employees, how do you respond to that?
I just let him do it. If it doesn't work, you know, we go back and try a different thing.
Okay.
Because nothing is 100% sure that it's gonna help us.
Yeah.
But if we don't try it,
We
you
change,
won't know.
we change our menu once a month.
Okay.
Most places, they just scratch off the price and they go up, and all we change menu. We spend a lot of money, but we do what people like, we don't do what we like. It's just, what we see that is working, we keep it, and what is not working, even if it was my greatest idea, I just take it off the menu.
We have
Because we're there
tried,
because of our customers.
we have tried so many new dishes and they didn't make the menu.
Okay.
2 or 3 weeks later, we take them off and we just bring another
Yeah.
entree.
So again,
We innovating all the time.
innovation, risk,
Yes.
you're willing to do that?
Yes.
Okay, that helps you be successful. So we came out of COVID, and you guys survived that very well, sounds like.
Very well.
And now we're in this period of inflation where food costs are going up, and how are you dealing from the standpoint of trying to keep your product, the quality product that you provide every day in your recipes? How are you managing that with inflation, both from what you buy and then customers coming in, and how much are they having to pay for it now?
Okay, so, restaurant business or any business, at least the way we think, we don't try to make money every day. It's just that if we didn't make money in a week, we wanna make it next week. The advantage that Cancun Grill has is just the food that sometimes goes up, but we have some wonderful drinks that everybody that goes there at night, they have 1 steak and 2 drinks. So what we don't make on the steak, we make it on selling alcohol, so it balances out really good.
It's Cancun bar and grill, right? Okay.
And also the prices of the meat and the seafood haven't go up that much. don't believe what the TV says. TV, they need something to say, and they make it so big so you guys can watch it. But it's not the truth. The prices have gone up, I say 10%, no more than 15%.
Have you passed those costs along to your customers? Have you
Yes.
raised your prices a little bit?
Every day.
Well, that's not true. Like he say, if the meat goes, I don't know, 20 cents, we just give a little more whiskey, and they don't know the price. And they order another whiskey, and they mess it up.
You gotta be smart to run a business, and, I mean,
Yeah. Gotcha.
it is what it is.
Gotcha. Okay, so you talked about loyal customers, managing it from a financial standpoint, thank goodness for your brother, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so what about your employees? How many employees do you have, and how difficult has it been to
We
retain?
have from 20 to 22 employees. We have, some guys in the kitchen that has been with us since day one.
Okay.
We have waiters on the floor that they've been with us 7, 5, 4, 3 years. We got some really loyal employees too, because the money is really good if you're good at what you're doing at Cancun. Some of our top waiters, they make close to 1,700 to 2,000 a week. So it's really good money, so they don't wanna go anywhere else.
Okay.
Because I got such a good clientele that if they're good, they wanna be compensated by our customers.
Yeah.
We got some of the best clientele in Denver.
That's probably the number one key to have a good business. Employees. If you don't have good employees,
You can be the best manager, the best owner, but you gotta have employees.
we can do the job just for, this much, 2 or 3 tables, and that's it. And nobody's gonna do it better than us. But to have a restaurant of over 200 seats, you need to have really good people. And that's one of the main key to own a business, any kind of business.
There's been a few people that ask me, how do you manage to have the best waiters in Midland? And I said, they don't come like that. We train them our way because we have a high standard when it comes to service. And we got some really good service, really good service.
Obviously.
Yeah.
You've been able to retain your core group. Many restaurants, as you mentioned earlier, went out of business. And now it seems like the service industry is really struggling to even find people to work. And yet here you are, you've got a core group that works hard and y'all are doing
But
fine.
lot of restaurants use a lot of excuses. But I mean, if you're dedicated to your business, you try to whoever you get there to train him good, well enough for him not to go anywhere. So, I mean, we got 8 really good employees, really good servers that on a busy night, 8 waiters, they take care of that whole dining room. So, because they hustle for your money.
Yeah.
The more table that they wait on, the more money they will make.
But
That's
it's
a
all-
common sense deal.
It's so important that you need to be there. You can have 3 or 4 managers, but they don't have the same love for the business like owners. So if you want to have a
And you see
good
it there all the
business,
time.
you need to be there.
So, okay, that is a real key piece of advice, I think, for young entrepreneurs that want to start their own business is you have to be there and you have to inspect what you expect every day, right? What are some other key advice that you could give this audience that maybe are thinking about starting their own business? What would you advise them to do or not to do?
My advice is whoever is coming to your door, treat them like if they're coming to your house. Respect and treat them like they're the most important part of your dining room. When people come to our dining room, we have a whole stand. We don't wait for them there. We wait for them right at the door. Make them welcome. Because what I tell my customers, you know what, thank you for coming because right now you can be spending your money anywhere else. And thank you for spending it here with us. 2 ladies from Odessa told me like 2 years ago, they said, you know what, we like to come here because you make us feel so special. I said, no, it's the other way around. You make me feel special because there's like 80 restaurants to 100 in Odessa. another 100 here. And if you choose to come here, it's because of a reason, and thank you for coming. In other words, a lot of restaurant owners, they take that mentality of, I'm doing you a favor serving you, no, and it's the other way around. You do it me a favor, spending your money here in my establishment. That's how I see my business.
Do you have any advice for a young entrepreneur?
Wash your money. There's gonna be like 2-3 months you're gonna make a lot of money. There's like the other half of the year that you're gonna make, just average. So don't go out and spend all that money because you're gonna need it down the road. I believe that's one of the reasons we are where we are because we are low key guys. We make our money, we save our money, and we invest it back into the business.
So when we expand, when we make Cancun grow the way it is right now, 230 seat capacity, we borrow money to do the expansion, to pay it off in 15 years, we pay it off in 5. And that's what it's talking about. Watch your money, don't overspend on another thing. Whatever money you make it, put it back into the business. And that's what we do.
And certainly in today's.
Now, we've been operating debt-free for like 10 years. So,
Really?
yeah,
That's pretty
we don't
impressive.
owe anybody anything.
There again, as your brother,
Yeah.
taking care of the books.
He's the best.
Yeah. Let me stop there. I've had a couple more questions, but let me just open it up. Anybody hear something they want to follow up on? Let's make this more conversational instead of me being the talking head up here. Seriously, raise your hand. Anything you'd like? Yes, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Javier, and Ernesto, please share with us what have been the most significant challenges that you have encountered and overcome as an entrepreneur, and what have you learned from that?
Okay, one of the biggest challenges right now, as everybody knows, is employees. Every time we lose one good employee, it takes 4 to 5 weeks to find one, and sometimes you train 6 or 7, and then you train them and then they go somewhere else. That is the hardest part, employees. And especially loyal employees, because there's some employees that they're just looking to go there and make $200 and pay for their cell phone and be happy about it. We don't want that kind of employees. Whenever we get employed like that, we let them know that, this is not for you, go find something else. Because you gotta see that they have a desire to be a good employee, good server. And there's some people that just, like I said, they're happy making $250 a week, and you don't wanna go anywhere making that kind of money. Yeah, that's one of the biggest challenges right now, employees, yes.
Other questions? Yes, ma'am.
Since you're talking about employees and that's a challenge, what is it that you do to retain them? To have it with you all the time, like have those loyal customers and loyal employees?
Well,
What's
all
your
the customers,
strategy?
you gotta, like I said, treat them with respect and being consistent. I don't believe in having a product that is good and then next time they come, it won't be as good. And that's when you don't have somebody good to supervise what's coming out of the kitchen. You gotta check every plate. And you gotta have a faith in your cooks that they're producing your product consistently good. That's one of the secrets of having a good restaurant. You gotta stay consistent in life. And it's like life. If you're not consistent in life, you're not gonna succeed.
Correct.
Yes.
I know there's some questions out there. Come on, students. You're gonna start your own business. What do you wanna know a little more about? Over here.
Kenneth Burgess, First Capital Bank. So when you're starting a restaurant, how hard is it to get the licensing and the permits to operate a restaurant like in the city of Midland?
You can answer you.
That's real easy.
Really?
You gotta come out with a name. You gotta go to the courthouse. You need to have an address, a building, a checking account with a name, with a tax ID. You get that at the courthouse. When we open, we have this little bitty place on North Big Spring. We did all the work to get it ready. That was the hard part, getting the license, getting the name, getting the tax ID, all you gotta do is go to the courthouse, get you a man to do your taxes so he can help you with all the money that you need to pay. But that's not hard at all.
What it takes sometimes in your liquor license, it can take up to 6 months to get your license to serve alcohol.
But that's nothing you can do about it. That's paper. You put in application. You gotta wait for Austin to answer, and it's not because you're not moving fast enough. It's just what it takes.
Yes.
It's just normal. But it's not hard at all to get the license.
Question.
You mentioned that you came to this country with nothing, pretty much, right?
None.
You didn't speak English, right?
None.
It was a barrier, a language barrier. How was that experience for you as an entrepreneur, an immigrant entrepreneur, that you don't know the rules that you have to follow? Maybe you don't know where to go exactly, where to start and register your business. You had the idea, right? But did somebody else help you with that information? Did you do it yourself? How was that experience as a, immigrant that doesn't speak the language very well and still you're here today ready to succeed?
Okay, so you come to the United States, when I cross as an illegal alien, I feel like I just came to the greatest thing in the world. United States offers you that. If you do it right here in the United States, you can accomplish anything, but you gotta stay straight. You don't know English when you come here because you come from another country, but that's something that it comes with time, You don't wanna go from A to C in 2 or 3 months. It takes time, especially when you come here with no papers. My education in Mexico, 6th grade. I have no education, but I had a goal in my mind that I wanted to be something. Because my grandfather, he educated me. He told me in Mexico, he said, son, I don't want you to stay here. He said, you are so brilliant to do your time here like your uncles.
Obviously,
Where Christian, right? Oh, I remember that at university.
and he encouraged you to leave at 19 years old to go to a country where you didn't know the language. But when you come here, who helps you?
Nobody, you just come here and hope
You did your thing.
You run into good people and, you go through a lot. I'm sorry. That's okay.
What's your business form? Proprietorship, partnership, corporation? How are you organized?
LLC,
LLC?
yes.
Would you explain that to the audience?
Yes, sir. We started as a general partnership. Man, I don't know what's the difference between a general partnership and LLC. I think.
We have a guy, our CPA does all of that. I don't know how to answer you, but.
That's the answer.
Just people will talk to your
See a
people.
lawyer.
But we just turned to an LLC a year ago. We were general partnership for 16 years. LLC help you with paying less taxes. So don't get a general partnership. If you want to open your business, get an LLC.
And that's something you mentioned. You have to have not only good employees, but you have to have resources like a CPA.
Yeah, we have a really good CPA. He's the
That's
best.
very important in business.
Yeah.
she was saying something about what was the hard part to open a business without, speaking in English. Well, we didn't speak in English when we got here, but well, he did real good. Now he knows how to write and read. I can only speak, and not much, as you can tell. but we opened the business like 15 or 20 years after we got here. And we learned the language just working. And we learned as we go. We went to the courthouse and you need this paper, you need this paper. Well, okay, I'll come back tomorrow. Can you email us? No, I don't know how to do email. I gotta come back in person.
Just text me, I don't know anything I know how to do. I don't know how to email.
So, open a business is not the hard part. The hard part is to stay alive.
When I wanted to say something for all of the immigrants that are here right now, that I feel like if you're in America and if you want to accomplish something good, you need to learn the language. A lot of people say, no, I don't like English. Well, it's not that you like it. If you live in this country are willing to help you, but you got to put something into the country. You got to learn the language because, I mean, if somebody goes to Mexico and say, I don't want to learn Spanish, you're not going to make it in Mexico or anywhere else. You here, learn. I mean, that's part of it. If I learn that I didn't have no education in Mexico, anybody can learn. It's just that sometimes we get too lazy, not giving it 100% for something that is so important.
You keep coming back to that theme of there's really no magic in having a successful business, which is a lot of hard work. And obviously you have to have a good product and you have to have good employees and all of that. But same thing for students. We tell our students all the time, there's no magic in being a successful student. It's just hard work.
It's hard work.
It's just hard work. Be persistent, stay with it. Sometimes you get discouraged, sometimes it gets really hard, sometimes you feel overwhelmed. But I would assume that family and friends help you, to emotionally to weather those storms. And same thing here for students. We're here to help you guys be successful, and we want you to be successful. But I wish there was a magic bullet, but there really isn't. It's just persistence and hard work, and you'll be surprised how that'll pay off. And I think these gentlemen are perfect examples of that. I'm not going to get into if you've taken an IQ test lately, how smart you are. But I can tell you, your success is not all about just being smart. It's about having a dream, having a goal, working hard.
Being wise about it.
Yeah, being wise about it.
Yes.
Sure. Other questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
Mr. Nemesio, here in Midland, there are multiple Mexican restaurants. What makes you different? What makes you or why people want to go to your restaurant and not somebody else?
Okay, I'm gonna let Bethany tell you why people come to Cancun. She comes there a lot. Please tell them why Cancun Grill is different than most Mexican restaurants.
First of all, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Bethany. I am a patron of Cancun. It is just the best place because kind of what you were saying, you walk in, they know you, they remember your name. The food is fantastic. The drinks are fantastic. A funny story, during the pandemic, I'm in banking, and so we were still working when everyone was not working, doing PPP loans. And I would walk down the street every night and go in and get a Mexican martini. And it was so funny because all the bankers would be in there picking up their Mexican martinis. Just consistency, really great food, really friendly people. The service is top notch. I mean, they won't let your water glass get, half empty. So it's a wonderful place. It's a part of the culture in Midland. It's an experience to go there. So.
Thank you, Bethany.
I'm not on your payroll either.
You will be soon, okay? And there's another good customer that she's been coming to my restaurant. She was 12, Kelsey. can you say something about Cancun Grill?
Yes, I would love to. I'm Kelsey, also a patron, not on the payroll. But I have so many good things to say about these two guys. And really, like what Bethany said, it's not a restaurant, it's an experience. So I feel like whenever I go to Cancun, yes, I'm hungry and I'm looking for good food and good drinks, but I'm looking for that experience, and they make you feel like you're family. And where else can you go in town? I mean, I feel like I'm born and raised in Midland. I'm really familiar with restaurants, and there's just nothing like it. It's unmatched.
Thank you. So that's what Cancun Grill is.
The experience.
Experience.
That's a great way.
And you know what, we've been doing it like that since day one, because that's our culture. And it's like, I remember going up on my grandma's house, every time somebody comes to our house, that's how she makes them feel. And that's part of why she's so growing us, you know.
And also, our menu is so different than any other restaurant. I believe we were the first restaurant with recipes from the old Mexico. I mean, there's good Tex-Mex restaurant, but that's what they are. They're Tex-Mex, and we're not. After Cancun, there've been some restaurants that they've been trying to do it like we are, and I mean, they're doing good, but we're the one that come up with the first idea.
Concept.
Yeah, so it's been 17 years.
17 great years.
Okay, over here.
Hey guys.
Jay Lewis.
Yeah.
Is this another testimonial? You gotta plan it all over the place.
I have one question. When you came up with the corn queso recipe, was there an angelic visitation?
There was something magical about it.
Yeah, how many gallons of that have you sold, you think?
Ooh, a lot. Right now, we're selling our corn queso to Midland Main Market. He said, bring me 36,
16-ounce cup.
16-ounce cup, 3 dozen of each. He said, that should last for Friday and Saturday. 30 minutes later, he said, you know what, everything is going, can you bring some more? I said, yeah, but you gotta wait after lunch, because what I have right now is one of being used at the restaurant. So I took more Saturday and more today, and as I take them, people buy them. So that's selling our product outside of our restaurant.
Are you marketing that now? Or do you have like, can you buy
You
a
can buy-
to-go bottle or whatever?
You can buy it, but right now, I mean, we're not big enough to produce more. And at one point, we wanna have to do that, because other stores will get interested on that product.
Yeah. Good question. Other questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
Yes, I'm Dr. Mai. I teach business here at Midland College.
Hi,
And
Alex.
in our business principles class, I teach about resources available for small businesses. In your opinion, what is the most valuable resource that you use to get your business off the ground?
Well, it was just consistency for me and my brother, and get surrounded by good people, because you can only be as good as your employees. If you don't have good employees, you can only go so far, because, I mean, our age, we're too old to handle a 220 room restaurant capacity. So you gotta have good employees, and a good way to keep employees happy is being fair with them. If you make some extra money, you don't want all the money just for yourself, share it with your good employees, and that's a good way to keep somebody motivated. Yes.
But how did you approach the bank to get the money to start?
We didn't have that much help at the beginning.
No, because talking about money-wise?
Money-wise, yeah.
Well, we started our first restaurant with $17,000, only because the first restaurant we had, it was semi-equipped, it had some equipment. I got some equipment from another restaurant in New Mexico. They helped us, to start. And that's how you start. I mean, we started with less than $20,000. So 2 months later, our account went down to be only $2,000 at the bank, and, we were smoking outside and nothing. I mean, what happened? I mean, we had people at the beginning. See, one thing about Midland, they like to go to places, so the people that came and try out our Cancun Grill, a week later they went back to the restaurant where they've been going for all of their lives. And then in January of the next following year, they did an article about ourselves, and that's what we needed. From there on, boom, we went out to the sky.
Okay.
Yeah, we had like only one bad month in 17 years, which is nothing, and you gotta learn how to live with bad month, bad week, because, I mean, that's part of being a good manager. But like I say, fortunately, we only had one bad month in 17 years, so that's nothing. Yeah.
That is pretty impressive.
It is impressive.
Other questions? We're gonna wind down here in a minute.
Yes.
Sorry. I know there's a lot of things when you're starting a business that you kind of expect to be hard, but was there anything that kind of just jumped out that you really didn't expect to be harder than any of the other problems?
Well, the hardest part is just, what kind of business you try to open up?
I don't really have an idea to start now. I just thought.
Well, one of the hardest part, I guess, is just opening up something where you're not so sure about what you're selling. You need to have a faith on your product. Otherwise, I mean, take more time to open up, because if you're not ready, you don't want to make it. Because if you don't have any money coming back the first 3 months of the business, I mean, you don't want to make it unless you have $1 million at the bank to back that up, And when you start, you don't have that kind of money. That's how you start the business, because you want to make money.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But you have to have belief in your product.
Exactly. More than anything, you gotta have a faith. It's like I tell Javier many times. The reason why I was so sure that my business it was gonna make it, because this is what I've been doing the last 20 years. I wasn't gonna open a mechanic shop because I didn't know how to do that. So I opened up what I feel comfortable at. Sure. Sure. Yes. Other question?
Hi, I'm Sadie Steele with Midland Development Corporation, and this is kind of a two-part question for you guys. So you touched a little bit about some of the partnerships you've done with Midland Meat Market, queso, the soy sauce jalapenos. I imagine you have a lot in store for the future, but on the other side, what would you say? So what are you looking forward to in the future? So the first part of my question, and then the second part, what are your concerns for the future as it relates to your business?
Well, I mean, we are here to stay. We're not going anywhere. We want to stay with Cancun Grill, and hopefully later on maybe to try to open up something else. And what was the second question?
And concerns for the future.
Concern is just that, Midland is growing and everybody wants to work at the oil field. There's not many people that wanted to work in restaurants, and actually working in a restaurant, this is what a lot of people don't know, that if you're good at it and if you take the time to learn, you can make more money waiting tables than you do working at the oil fields on a safe atmosphere. Yeah. Thank you. Good question.
One more.
Last question. This question is for Javier. I know that Javier got his GED in Midland College, and I want to know how important has been the education that you got in Midland College for you in your professional life and personal life as well.
Well, I did finish high school in Mexico, and owning a business, you need to know a little bit about numbers, percentage, and did that. And I took the classes here so I can learn more English, and it did help me a little bit. But the thing I learned in Mexico is the thing that helped me in the business here. The classes I took here helped me with the English, not with the business. I didn't take any business classes here. I just took algebra and introduction to speech. Because I'm a little shy, as you can tell. I really don't like that.
Well, at least you didn't cry like I did. No, it is that I guess we want to know when I talk about my grandfather, because he was the father figure to me. And, he said, you're gonna hurt it's gonna break my heart seeing you leave, that there's no future here. He said, go. Oh, he used to tell me that almost every night. Go find a better life for you. He was right. Yeah.
Well, before you kind of wrap it up, just on behalf of all of us here at the college, thank you so much for taking your time.
Thank you
to come
for inviting us.
and share with this group. Let's get these guys.
Well, thank you so much, gentlemen, Dr. Thomas, Javier, Nemesio, for such a, Mari Carmen and Silvia are going to help me. We would like to give the two of you these baskets from Susie South 40, also another local entrepreneur, a guest here in 2019. We hope you enjoy them. We have them personalized for you.
Thanks everyone for coming.
Again,
They might sign an autograph if you want to stick around.
Again, thank you so much for coming this morning. I would like to take the time to thank my wonderful staff at the Business and Economic Development Center, Mari Carmen Luna, Silvia Adams, and Dulce Bello. Without their help, this event would not have been possible today, or I'll be trying, one of the two. I would also like to thank our maintenance and audiovisual crew for helping setting up the room. And lastly, thank you to all of you for being here today. And I just want you to know that at the BDC, these are the type of stories that we love to share. Stories that motivate us and let us know that with hard work and commitment, we all can achieve the American dream. And Midland College is here, and is truly here, to help you in your path to do so. Have a good day.
Thank you.